Hello, I'm Vincent White. I'm an employment attorney, and we are answering publicly posted questions on abo.com and trying to get answers to folks who need answers from employment attorneys, right? Here is the next question. It's very general. Basically, this person needs an employment attorney. They are a federal employee or a federal contractor. I'm not positive. And they filed an EEOC discrimination claim. And there's also an issue of whistleblowing. We don't have too much specific on that. And lastly, there's also a Fair Labor Standards Act claim, right? They weren't being paid properly. There was a furlough. They weren't being paid properly. There's a lot going on here. And it seems like they're having a tough time finding an attorney. They have an issue of pregnancy discrimination. There's a gender issue. It looks like they'd like to bring a case against their union, the American Federation of Government Employees, and it looks like their union has failed to represent them, this individual feels. There's a lot going on here. So what I would say is this might not be the best way to find an attorney because you have so much going on, and it can be hard to find. As a federal employee, it can sometimes be hard to find an employment attorney because only specific employment attorneys actually represent federal employees. As you know, it's a different process than just a normal employee. And there's a lot here. I can say I'd be happy to dig through this. I can't say if I'd make you an offer or not, right? And if I did make you an offer, I might not make you an offer on everything. I can't say. I can't, knowing what I know here, I cannot tell you for sure what I would offer. But I think any employment attorney is going to be happy to have this conversation. There's going to be a lot here. I would expect to spend 20, 30 minutes on the phone with the attorney, getting into the details, right out of the gate, determine, hey, do you represent federal employees? Oh, you do? Great. Here's what I got, right? And I think we, as an industry, all of us who represent federal employees, we owe you that conversation. That conversation should be free. It's an opportunity for us because if we can win you money, that's money for us, right? But yeah, there's a lot going on here. And sometimes when you have a lot going on, a lot of separate claims, some attorneys say too much, not sure. People get nervous about the complicated cases sometimes. So it's going to be a conversation. I hope that helps. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this posting will find you the kind of attorney you want. But I would, if I was you, if I was in your situation, I think I'd be having one-on-one phone calls. Maybe if you want to be more efficient about it, put together a somewhat extensive email, really breaking out. Here's the pregnancy claim. Here's the gender claim. Here's the FLSA issue. Here's the furlough that I wasn't paid for, which I think is tied to the FLSA issue. And then there's this whistleblower in there, which a lot of attorneys are not going to want to touch, but I'm happy to hear about it. And a lot of it, you have the failure to represent claim, potentially against your union. Some attorneys aren't going to want that, right? I've certainly had those cases. It's tough going after a union, but it's always going to come down to the details of your specific situation. I would recommend, if you want to be efficient, put it all in an email with specifics or have the conversations. I think I would have the conversations. I would have the phone calls for free. Don't pay anybody for a consultation, certainly. But that's my recommendation. I hope this helps, and I'm certainly available for follow-up questions. And if it did help you, if you're willing to, consider liking and subscribing because that helps us to help more people like you in your situation. Good luck.